the bit of Islam, and if that's what it is, the bit of Islam that has been passed down to me is some decency, some regards for other people. And in essence, that's what Islam is really teaching you, is just have some decency for people.
It's an amazing job you're doing there.
If that's what being a Muslim is about, then do you know what? I should start really being proud of it a bit more.
Having grasped the essence of the religious message, Azim wastes no time putting it into practice. Keen for others to follow his example, he invites Madasseh to help clean up the men's quarters.
There comes a time where I'm going to have to shout at you. We have lots of work to do now. We need to sweep and we need to mop. You need to get up now. Serious. Come on, old man.
What time do you make it?
Quarter to.
Quarter to what?
7, man.
7, so it's time to pray, isn't it? Excuse me.
I ain't got time for that. We're here, regardless of what we're doing here, we're still a team, you know what I mean? If we don't work together, then some of us are going to get irritated. And I'm starting to get irritated.
Rising above his frustration, Azim decides to give Madasseh the benefit of his newly acquired religious insight.
As if this trivial little incident, yeah, just actually, well, it is trivial, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's just your general, you know, I do feel as if, you do sometimes actually feel as if everybody's got to wait on your hand. And your situation is, at home, people do wait on your hand and foot.
They don't.
You don't even pick up plates in your house. That's what you told me.
No,
it's not me making this up.
The point is, it's difficult for all of us to be here, right?
I understand that. And I'm not trying to make things difficult for you.
No, you're not. But I think you seem to think that I've had things very easy. And I have life very easy, and that I've been kind of pampered. But I think that's completely wrong.
Yeah, but regardless...
I've worked very hard in my life.
So have I.
Very, very
so
hard.
have I. Try and do some stuff for other people, that's all I'm saying. Try and show mankind that you're doing something for them.
By what you're saying, you're implying that I am not a particular type of person. I'm not considerate.
You're not very helpful. Yeah, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah,
you're not considerate. Yes.
But I disagree with that assessment.
That's you.
I welcome the fact that you're concerned. And you're looking at it from a brotherly point of view, I'm
just teaching you normal decency as a person.
Sweet. That's really sweet. That's really nice, right? And it's nice that you're concerned, and that's a good thing. And I will bear that in mind. But please, 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 don't pass judgment.
I'm looking out for you. That's all.
Yeah. No, that's sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
All right then.
Take care.
Having introduced the group to the idea of presence, Abdullah wants them to understand how to access this state for themselves. Not for the first time, Aisha is absent.
What we're trying to uncover is the essential self. It's that primordial being which each one of us has within us, which is free of all of the trappings of the baggage, the likes and the dislikes. What's on offer is the chance to transcend the normal human condition. So that means when you go back out into the world, the scatteredness, the busyness, you'll have a place somewhere within you to get something of a nuance of the essential self.
I don't know, I'm very much affected by things happening around me. And even while you were talking earlier on, my mind was just figuring out strategies. I can't stop it.
Mm-hmm. What you have there is the was-was, is the constant chatter, the blah, 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 yeah? When we listen to the was-was, when our lives are led by our personalities and our character, and they've taken charge, we're blown wherever that leads us. That doesn't mean that we want anybody to lose their personalities, but what we try to do is to not make them command us. The aim of uncovering the essential self is about creating this thing, this conscious presence. I am. Just think about what that means for a minute. I am. Not I am Mudassir or I am happy, just I am. When you get to the essential self, it goes above the things that you like, the things that you don't like, the things that upset you, the things that don't upset you. And you realize that you have been given an incredible freedom.
While Pom responds instinctively, Simon struggles to disengage his rational brain and silence the waswas.
I did actually sit there for most of it really feeling what we were talking about. Really did, and it was just, I felt so at peace and so calm and so centred and so kind of relaxed yet alert. And
do you think you have to be religious to feel it?
No, absolutely not. It's beyond any kind of definition or any name, I think.
See, for me, my thinking is so much part of my consciousness. I almost feel if I'm not thinking, I'm not doing the in the present thing.
Well, I think your in the present thing is not really about thinking.
Simon is somebody who has one of the great afflictions of our times, a constant questioning of everything. Everything needs to have a reason. We demand reason always. And there are some things which have no reason. There's some things that just are. There's paradox. There's paradox. Simon is greatly in need of information as to when, why, and where, what he's doing, why he's doing it, etc., etc. We're trying to encourage him to just sit back, disengage intellectually, and engage more with the heart. It's quite a difficult task to do, and we have a short period of time to do it.
Abdullah suspects Simon's reluctance to engage emotionally is rooted in his past. He asks Rahma, one of the retreat's mentors, to see if she can help. Her instinct is to ask Simon about his divorce.
What happened?
I came home one night from work and was told that the relationship was over, and 2 or 3 days later she walked out.
Was there somebody else involved?
Well, that's I did ask that. There was somebody who was helping her through the divorce. She did tell me that there was nothing going on with them, although she did subsequently have a relationship with that person.
Okay.
I feel I've failed at this without having had any chance not to fail at it, because the decision was totally out of my hands.
Probably your idea that you failed is also kind of blocking you in a sense. Part of the spiritual process isn't just going Allahu Akbar and, you know, praying, and it's untying those knots, because that's what gives us our inner freedom. You have to ask and go from here and say to whatever you believe in. I don't know what, you know, Allah, I call Allah, whatever, and just ask.
But then surely I have to believe first. That's the problem. How
believe what?
Well, believe in Allah, or believe in God, or believe in some other divine being.
Saying you have to believe in that sense.
But then I'd be asking nothing.
But I'm not asking you to believe in Allah. I'm asking to believe that you have a spirit and a heart and a soul, and these are the things that you've got to be feeding. If that brings you to Allah, alhamdulillah.
As part of the routine, the group attends the evening wadifa. And though Aisha has agreed to come, she's still not comfortable with this form of worship. Despite being separated from his mobile phones, Madasseh seems increasingly comfortable, and Azim's brotherly intervention has got him thinking about how he relates to others.
My friends would say that the single biggest criticism that they'd say about me is the fact that I'm all over the place and spread out thinly. Well, my sister, they complain they don't even know me. They don't even know their own brother. My mother complains that she finds me too distant to relate to. And that is a very essential human quality that I need to build. People build up barriers to emotion. They have cop-outs.
Do you build up barriers to emotion?
I think probably I do, yeah.
It's okay to express your emotions. I have a feeling that there's a volcano underneath there.
An emotional volcano.
There's an emotional volcano, and you don't really like dealing with it. And one way to deal with it is to scatter. To scatter yourself so that you're not dealing with it. You're talking about, your relationship with your mother and your sisters. That's what that's about. The reason they feel distant from you is because you're not showing them any emotion. And you think that emotions are going to, they're messy and they get in the way.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. Because they hold people back.
You think it holds them back? Do you still believe that?
Any sort of... I don't know.
I think, to be honest, that you would fill out incredibly as an individual if you did allow yourself a bit more emotion.
It's nearly halfway through the retreat, and Abdullah wants to test the group's understanding of presence by taking it out of the classroom and into the surrounding countryside.
One of the important things in Muslim spirituality is the need to be at one with the environment that you find yourself in. So today we want to let the group experience something of a oneness with nature. Whatever stillness they find there, we would like them to be able to take that back out into the big wide world they're going to return to after the retreat.
Aisha gives up after just 10 minutes.
I feel too ill and too hot, and I need some shade.
Okay, come back! Come back! Come back!
Okay, just hold whatever you had there and splash yourself down. If you want to go and pray, go to lunch.
For Khadija in particular, learning to be alone with her thoughts is a huge challenge.
I just felt myself breathing very deeply, reciting the name of Allah, subconsciously, not even having to think about it. And when you can take a deep breath and really feel a connection with the ground, and a spiritual connection, it just came to me, this absolutely overwhelming feeling of inner peace and totally at one with myself. I just need to be able to bottle it now and have it on tap for whenever I need it. And if I can continue, carrying out my day-to-day duties with this feeling of peace and tranquility, then I will be a happy person for the rest of my life, inshallah.
Azim went quite high up, so probably gone off on one of his jumps.
He did say a part of the exercise is to make it work is to actually tread carefully. And while you're walking firmly but quietly, you can actually hear things like the birds. You can hear the wind. You can hear